All right, this is pre-calc lesson 4.4, graphs of sine and cosine, sinusoids. All right, so sinusoid. A sinusoidal function can be written in the form a sine bx plus c plus d. We're kind of going to just focus on a sine bx, and then it can also be cosine as well. So amplitude. Amplitude is the a value. That's kind of your high and low point. So if you're looking at the sine curve, the positive sign is always going to start in the middle, and then that's one rotation of the curve. Okay, positive sign. If it's negative sign, it's going to still start in the middle, but it's going to go down first, and then that's one rotation of the curve. All right, the amplitude is going to be your high and low. So that's your a value, a and negative a. All right, for cosine, positive cosine is going to start up high, and then that's going to be one rotation of the curve. The amplitude's still your high and low. And then negative cosine is going to start down low, and that's going to be your up and your down, still your a and your negative a value. Okay? So amplitude is your high and low. All right, period. The period of a sinusoid is found by taking 2 pi divided by the b value. You find the period the same way for sine and cosine. Graphically, the period is the length of one full cycle of the wave. The frequency is how many times that happens. So find the period of a sine of x over 2. So that would be like sine of 1/2 x. So the period, you would take 2 pi divided by 1/2. So 2 pi divided by 1/2 is 4 pi. So that means 4 pi, which is the same thing as 720 degrees. There is one full rotation of the curve, and 4 pi radians are 720 degrees. The frequency is 1/2. So that means a half a rotation of the curve in 360. The frequency is how many times it happens in 360. Okay? So graphically, the frequency is the b value, like a sine bx, and it's the number of complete cycles the waves completes in an interval. If given the period, then the frequency is 2 pi divided by the period. You always take 2 pi divided by either the frequency or the period to figure out what you need to figure out for your b value. Okay, so construct a sinusoid with a period of pi over 3. If it helps, convert that to degrees, so that's 60 degrees, and an amplitude of 4 that goes through 0, 0. So that means it's going to start at 0, 0. So that means it's the sine curve. So 4 is the amplitude, sine. Then to find our b value, we take 2 pi divided by pi over 3. Well, if you do that on your calculator, the pi's cancel out, and you end up with 6. So 4 sine 6x. If you want to put it in degrees, you would take 360 divided by 60, which gives you 6. Doesn't matter which way you do it. So 4 sine 6x. Okay, so 4 sine 6x, we got that right. Find the frequency of the function negative 1/3 cosine 5x and interpret its meaning graphically. All right, so to find the frequency, we would take 2 pi divided by the b value, which would be 5. So 2 pi over 5. Sometimes that can be tricky in radians, so let's find it in degrees. Take 360 divided by 5. So 360 divided by 5 is 72 degrees. So that means there is one full rotation of the curve in 72 degrees and 5 rotations of the curve in 360 degrees. So if you wanted to draw a quick sketch, we could see our high and low points would be 1/3 and negative 1/3. It's negative cosine, so we would go to there, and then 72, it would just continue to repeat itself over and over and over again. Okay, so just kind of, a is your amplitude, period, 2 pi divided by the b value. Frequency is b. If given the period, then the frequency is 2 pi divided by the period. 2 pi, or you can use 360 to go through that. All right. That is a wrap